In 1984, Dell Incorporated was founded by a boy in his dorm room at the University of Texas. Within the next 10 years, Michael Dell soon had a company that was one of the world's leading makers of personal computers. As a child, Michael had a passion for business, and he quickly realized that he had a passion for computers. While at the University of Texas, he would take personal computers from friends and family, put all the bells and whistles that it didn't have yet, and return the computers to them for a small profit. Dell quickly realized that this was an advantage for him coming into the technology business, as he could customize personal computers to what the client needed and sell it to them for a fifth of what computers were retailing for on shelves. So you have all kind of things that are going to try and force you out of business, but you also have advantages. So first, we're going to look at the 5 forces analysis. And I'm sorry if you can't see this very well. I tried. So the first is the supplier power. You want suppliers to think they have power, but not too much, if that makes sense. So first, you want to build relationships with your suppliers. Not short-term relationships, but long-term relationships. You want them to know that you appreciate their business and working with them. Then you want to price materials, and you want to have many suppliers. The pricing of materials kind of goes along with having many suppliers, because you want to have the option of having the best price so that you don't have to increase costs, since you are trying to save your clients money. Next, you're going to have the buyer's power. Again, you want the buyers to feel like they have all of the power, but not too much of the power. First, you want to upgrade existing products. Kind of like, for an example, would be taking a current model of a personal computer, upgrading it so it has all the bells and whistles, and then putting it back on the market. This has worked really well for all kinds of companies. Apple, Samsung, Dell. And so I think that if they were to continue to do that, then they would definitely see more repeat buying. And then you have buyer relations. Along with having a relationship with the supplier, you also want to have a relationship with your buyer. You want them to know that you care, and give them that service that you would want going into purchasing a not so cheap product. And then you have the innovative new products. While upgrading existing products would be good, you also want to branch out and have new products so that it continues to bring the buyer back in. If they know that the quality of your computers are great, then they're going to be more likely to give you a chance on your new products because they know the quality to expect. Then you have the competitive rivalry. And when you think about rivalry within the technology business, you can probably think about at least 10 off the top of your head. So there has to be a difference in your product. You can't have a general product. It has to be there has to be something that sets you aside from the competition. And for Dell, the direct sales is something that sets them aside. Solo orders. Dell is going to have more solo orders because it is more of a household name versus a corporation. While they are getting more into cloud technology and hardware, that was the whole point of them merging with EMC in 2015. So they are starting to branch out into the IT business, but they are still more known for their computers. And then next you have the customization. So like I said, you know, they have the customization going for them. They are the only computer company that does that, and so people are going to be more likely to go to someone who wants to try and save them money and give them the things that they need versus giving them things that they want that are going to cost over, you know, $1,500, if not more. Then you have the threat of substitution. So you want to focus on both service and product. If you focus on one over the other, you're going to lose customers. That's it. It's just simple as that. And then focus on the need versus want. And that's what goes along with the customization. Dell focuses more on what the customer needs than what they want, and that is how they are able to save them so much money. And then finally, new products and services. I don't think I can repeat that enough. That is going to be the best way to keep clients coming back and coming in. And then there's going to be the threat of a new entry. You're going to need to be innovative. You continue to lower costs. Unfortunately, materials are increasing, so lowering costs is going to be very difficult for Dell in the coming years. But, you know, hopefully they will be able to continue to do that, as that's the foundation that they were built on. So, and then you have the new products and services. Again, like I said, I cannot repeat myself enough when it comes to that. You need to keep them coming in and keep them happy, keep them interested, and the only way to do that is to change things up a bit. So next, we're going to be doing the internal and external analysis. So first we're going to touch on the external analysis with the opportunities and threats. I also made a chart, but it's going to be really hard to see. So with the opportunities, you're going to take advantage of servers, networks, or digital storage. That was a big reason why they did the merger with EMC, because they were the world's largest marketer of storing data. So, and that was, that was a big reason why they did that in 2015. You also need the so also there is projected that by 2020 there will be a 5% increase in revenue for hardwares. So they also have that opportunity. They also, another opportunity would be targeting Asian countries and Asian customers. The Asian market is huge for technology, even bigger than the US. So they are definitely missing out. expanding their markets overseas would be another opportunity that they have. Not just Asia, but into Europe and, all kinds of countries. Then you have your threats, and these are not such good things. So the first is the rapid growth of cloud technology. You have companies like Apple and Microsoft who continue to innovate with their cloud technologies. And while Dell is starting to branch out as they acquired VMware when they merged with EMC, they are not as well known or experienced, and so they are not necessarily known for their cloud technologies. Then you have the laptop market is going to decline in the next coming years. Unfortunately, Dell has continued to put more focus into PCs and desktop computers and laptops, and haven't branched out into the tablet market, and it may be a little too late for them to do so. So unfortunately, within the next few years, they will see a decrease in their laptop sales. And then personal computers sales are going to decline as well. Material costs are going to increase. They're already starting to increase. And so it's going to be hard for them to continue to offer the low costs that they can currently to their clients. And hopefully they can make something happen so that they don't have to do that, because that is the foundation of what they were built on, is low cost. So then you're going to have your internal analysis, which is going to be your strengths and your weaknesses. As for strengths, they're built to order computers, and their customizations are a big strength of theirs. They give the customer what they want versus what they need versus what they want. So they are able to cut costs and not generalize software and computers like you see on the shelves of Best Buy and Target. Then you're going to have the internet direct sales. Once the internet became more mainstream in households, that is what really skyrocketed Dell's sales. And so being able to directly purchase from the internet versus going out and spending, an hour or two trying to figure out what is best for you, where they can customize anything for you and you don't even have to leave your own house. And then they're also a well-known and trusted company that has been around for a long time. So that is also something that is definitely a strength of theirs. Now with weaknesses, the lack of individualism. Unfortunately, it does have its disadvantages when you're only a computer company. Unfortunately, Dell focuses on the computer market versus the other markets, such as mobile, with the smartphones, the wearables such as the Apple Watch, and or the tablets. And unfortunately, their entry into the mobile industry was not well taken. So they, I think they missed their mark, unfortunately, on that. So let's see. And then they don't develop new products in the way of their competitors. With Apple and Samsung, they are developing products every year almost, if not bi-yearly. Even though it's mainly the same smartphone or Apple Watch or tablet that was sold the previous year but has more upgrades, it's still a new product. And that is what keeps Apple and Samsung from having so many repeating buyers, because they know the quality that they're getting. And so the fact that Dell does not produce new products is worrying. So, and then there no retailing space. So that was, I touched on that a little bit about when you're shopping for a computer and walking down the aisle in Best Buy or Target and browsing, that is, that's where you get your ideas from. And unfortunately, Dell is not on there. So when you are thinking about what you saw, the features that are on those computers, you don't necessarily think, oh, maybe I should go look at a Dell. So, thank you. So I will hand this over to Stephanie.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Stewart, and today I'll be talking to you about corporate level strategy, business level strategy, and the globalization phase model. The globalization phase model includes exporting, licensing, franchising, joint ventures, and wholly owned subsidiaries. Our company, Dell, uses a related diversification corporate level strategy. A related diversification corporate level strategy is based on the goal of establishing a business unit in an industry that is new and related to the existing business of a company by some form of being linked between the functions of the value chain. For Dell as a company, this means that they will always be working towards some type of goal to improve their products. And the improvement of their products could mean the employee work ethic is better, and there could also mean more money for the company as a whole. Next is business level strategy. The company is structured to be a product company due to the fact that they're always producing products to be sold. They're sold to people that use them for business, personal use, or school use. And a lot of people prefer to get them at stores like Office Depot, Best Buy, or Staples. The company furthers its strategies by looking at the reviews of their products made by their customers. A negative review could mean that, hey, look, this is what we need to improve on. And a positive review could be like, rah, 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 this is what y'all are doing great on. There are no things or strategies as the company is already appropriately structured, and this in turn means that the company is already really well run, which can also be due to the chain of command, and a strategy does not need to be used to fix anything in the company. The control system for this company is something that the company has under control very well. This simply means that the system of control is simply handled very well because of the way the company is run. Which also, again, I reiterate, the chain of command has a whole lot to do with this. Moving on to the globalization phase model. The first one is exporting. This company exports their products to other countries to help grow their business platform. This company exporting its product to other countries also helps students in furthering their education. The drawback of this company exporting to other countries is that the cost of transport can cost the company more money than it could earn, because stuff is expensive to send to other countries. The licensing strategy of this company seems like that there is not a lot of control over it. The competition in the global market requires a lot of competitiveness, and this company did not seem like it was very competitive as a whole. Franchising is a type of strategy where the franchisor gives permission to its franchisees to use the name of the franchise, reputation, and business model in return for franchise fees, or sometimes a percent of all the profits that are made. This company does a lot of sales to franchise brands because it then helps spread the word about their products that they make. And also, the sales to franchise brands helps get the company to make money from their products that they make. Joint ventures. In late 2015, Dell merged with EM.C, which is the world's largest maker of hardware that stores data. This merger made it financially beneficial for the company. This company entered a joint venture with Carl Icahn in 2013, who is an investor that first made his name in the 1980s. He is also an activist.
Hello, my name is Kerwin Sonnefeld, and today I'll be talking to you about the company's structure and control systems, and also recommendations to build sustainable competitive advantage. First, we will be talking about the company's structure and control systems. There are three different types of organizational structures. The first one is the functional structure. In this structure, it is separated by the tasks that are performed by the company. It is also divided into departments like production, accounts, marketing, sales, human resources, and management, and the staff are asked to complete multiple different tasks. They have the latest structure implied into each section as well. The next structure is people structure. This structure involves different products that are divided by people who are known to be extremely responsible. As described, this is used by our company, Dell, to produce and create multiple new products. The final structure is the matrix structure. Dell is a very large company that would not be possible without this structure. Dell has thousands of employees that work off of different structures, which include all of the structures I've already talked about. This structure is divided into different sections which start off with organization and moves on to departments within the company. The next topic we'll talk about is organizational culture. To understand best what culture means, we have to know what it is first. To summarize culture, it is basically the values and beliefs a company operates by. If we put the words culture with organization, then we get a company that does all of the fundamentals and understands the values of both organization and culture to apply what they know to their staff. This is the foundation of all types of business and is what they are built around. Dell has a culture that is very dense and involves a pretty standard management system. Control systems. Dell has many different ideas that maintain good relationships throughout all of the employees that work for them. It is not always the skills of their workers that get the job done, but is also determined by how their employees act and behave. There are a few ways this is possible for such a large business. The first way is having professional boundaries. Most employees start out friendly and do the work they're asked to do, with the exception of a few, and later on during their career, they can start causing problems. As long as the correct staff members approach them, everything will be taken care of. These staff members are normally managers who always maintain their professional beliefs and standards. The next step that is in control systems is avoiding gossip. Like all companies, it is encouraged to have lots of communication through the workplace and through employees. Gossip can be extremely hurtful towards the company and can harm employees. Gossip is an extreme waste of time in any business. This is prohibited and kept under control by the Dell managers. The next main point we'll be talking about is recommendations to build sustainable competitive advantage. After doing lots of thorough research on Dell's website and studying their past, present, and future plans for the company, it was extremely difficult to find recommendations to help them accomplish even greater things in an industry that they are on top of the food chain in. Even though Dell has been extremely successful, when you are not focusing on the future and trying to improve your technology, then your competitors are gaining an extra step on you. There are 5 ways that Dell could really build a sustainable competitive advantage over their competitors. The first way is that they should really invest in research and development. While quality competition is growing, it is very important to keep the competitive advantage that they have solidified in their market by providing new products and services for their customers. They could consider widening their market standpoint by entering the core product market because it would accommodate their computer sales nicely. Another thing Dell can improve is its customer service. This is one of the biggest upsides Dell has, and it is critical to its success. It is of the utmost importance that they are always looking to hire well-trained personnel that can handle phone calls and that can work tech support chat online. After viewing some surveys that pertain to Dell losing customers because their support team has decreased, they should do a cost-benefit analysis to figure out if they should spend more money on people who properly figure out technical problems and help customers with the problems they have as well. The third thing Dell could do to separate themselves from their competitors is to back up their customers' data that is done online. This is a way that Dell can make more revenue off of existing customers. This process means customers and the company will both have an advantage with Dell. This system would mean the large business would be able to get all of their data back if something were to happen to it. Dell can make money off this part as well because they can charge for having to send the information back to the company since something went wrong. Fourth thing that Dell should think about is going through and selecting vendors they can add to their system and system of supply chain management. Because Dell has an increase in sales worldwide, they might have to think about even adding suppliers as well. These suppliers have no serious amount of costs affiliated with them, and there is room to figure out greater component costs. The suppliers would definitely want to be a part of this, as Dell is a top leading company creating technology. The last and final way Dell can sustain competitive advantage is to offer customer surveys after every purchase, and this will gain market share. At this time, Dell does not work with their markets outside the U.S., but they have lost a good amount of their domestic market share. It is extremely important for them to advertise and get products that they are trying to sell the most to be noticed globally. The only way to check this off the list is to have a super detailed customer satisfaction survey so they can use them to create more and more computer sales.